Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I'll start over. Well, I've watched Brendan Dassey's interviews way more times than I need to, but I still find myself going back to him. I take him from talking to him at his high school. We have that interview. And then there's this interview that I'm about to play at the Trivers Police Department. And I don't know. I'm going to stop it throughout the recording, so.
Ask any questions, you must understand your rights.
Now, you see that video keeps cutting
You
out.
have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any
the audio
questions.
is
You have him with you during the questioning. You have this right to the advice and presence of a lawyer, even though you cannot afford to hire one. We have no way of giving you a lawyer, but one will be appointed for you if you wish, and when you go to court. If you wish to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have
Like, the audio keeps cutting out, so how do they know what they're saying?
until you talk to a lawyer. I have read the above statement of my rights. I understand what my rights are. I am willing to answer questions and to make statements. I do not want a lawyer. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure of any kind has been used against me. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
You have to speak up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
And if you agree with making a statement,
Again, audio keeps cutting out, but they still have a word-for-word transcript.
why don't you put your initials here and put your initials here. These are the two things I read to you. Okay. And I'm just going to put the place up here, Two Rivers Police Department. And the time is approximately 3:21 p.m. Okay. Let's put that over there for now. Brandon, just a few things. Okay, we're going to talk about what you had initially told us earlier, okay?
Here we go again.
10, 19, 8, 9,
How old are you?
16,
Okay. What's your address, Brendan?
12, 9, 38 Avery Road,
What city?
Wisconsin.
Okay.
The truth is something that is like something that's true, like something that really happened.
Okay. And you have to speak up again, okay? And what's a lie?
It's something that's false.
Okay. So if I said that I was wearing a red shirt, would that be the truth or a lie?
A lie. Truth.
Do you agree to tell us the truth today?
Yeah.
And if we ask you something you don't know the answer to, just tell us you don't know?
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you all live with, Brent?
My mom and my 3 brothers,
Your mom and your 3 brothers? What are your 3 brothers' names?
Blaine, Bobby, and Brian.
Okay.
Avery,
Okay. And how is he related to you?
my sister's brother,
So that makes him what to you?
my uncle.
Okay. Well, what we want to talk to you about, Brendan, like we had talked about before, is October 31st of 2005. Okay? Do you remember that day?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about that day when you came home.
Sorry. Well, just the question that he asked him and how
I got off the
Brendan
bus at
spills this all out.
3:45, and I seen a Jeep down by our house, and I went into my house, and I played PlayStation 2 for 3 hours. I ate at 8 o'clock, and I got a phone.
He asked him one simple question. How did you get home from school? And he gives him this big old spiel.
From Steven, phone call from Steven. And I said, yeah, and then he told me to bring the golf cart over. So I did, and then he drove me around to find some stuff. You know, he got the fan seat and some wood, and the seat off, and later on I seen her forehead and her belly.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop you there. You said when you got home you saw her Jeep. Whose Jeep was that, do you think?
Hers.
Who's her?
Teresa Hallbach.
Do you remember what?
I like how he just overlooks the fact that he just said he's seen a toe. But again, he asked him a simple question. How did you get home from school? And he gives him this whole spiel. It's like he's been told what to say.
What it looked like?
Green. And
That night after you got a call from Steven, you said?
yeah,
What time was that?
at 9:30.
9:30 at night?
Yeah,
And what date was that on?
October 31st.
And was there a fire going already at that time?
Yeah,
And who was at the fire at that time?
Steven.
Anybody else?
No.
Okay.
Like some wood and some like a broken cabinet.
And how did you pick those up?
We picked them up with our hands and put them in the go kart.
Now, Brendan is describing something that happened a different time, not on the 31st. Only thing that they burned that night were the tires, the cabinet that Tom Yonda had given to Steven. He left it out in the rain, so that's why they burned it. Listen to the jail calls. Barb is asking why they burned it because she wanted to hang it up in the garage. I mean, yeah.
Okay, then where did you take them?
Over by the fire, and we set it on the ground.
Okay, you said before you saw something in the fire. What did you see?
Her foot, her toes.
Describe where you saw them
Like on the side of the fire,
and where, was it under something? or-
under some tires and some branches.
Okay. Had Steven brought something out to tend the fire with at all?
Some gas.
Did he use gases to make it go?
Like a shovel and a rake.
Okay.
Did you see anything else in the fire besides toes?
A hand and forehead and her belly.
Did it look like she was in one piece, or did it look like she was chopped up, or what did it look like?
In one piece.
When you would you know it was a forehead?
Cause there's like some ziggly lines on it.
Would have been in the, if I had you draw a picture, could you draw like that pit area and kind of draw in what you saw, where you saw it? Okay, how about if I do that now? I'll give you a pen.
In the back of his garage, or behind the garage.
Behind Steven's garage?
Yeah.
Put an H where his house would be and a G where his garage would be. So what you drew here, can you just explain what you drew here?
And
Where were you standing when you saw her? Put an X there.
like right here.
And could you put your initials so I know that's you? And maybe another X where he was standing?
Like right there.
Okay.
And then you guys put more stuff on the fire?
Yeah, when it went down.
And what did you? Okay, and how was it that you were able to see her? Were things moved around, or was it just because the fire went down?
Well, he moved it around, so.
I don't know if you guys see it, but they're leading him 100%. I just don't understand how we have a transcript of an audio recording that keeps cutting out. Unless they have a tape recorder on the table, which is very likely, or they might have one in their pocket. I've already uploaded this video. It's also on other YouTube channels. When Jeff gets his project done, I can't wait. Yeah, it's a tragedy what happened to Brendan Dassey. It's a tragedy what happened to all of them, especially Teresa Hallbach. Just everything leading up to the March 1st. We got them talking to him at his school, and they take him to the Rivers Police Department. Then we have the Fox Hills. But after these two interviews, they all get together, all law enforcement, and they review it before they talk to Bobby. Why? They even stated in the case report. But of course, we don't have any of Bobby Dassey's interviews whatsoever. Just a rendition of what took place. He was talked by Link and Detective Jacobs on the 5th of November. And they talked to him on November 9th. 2:27. But we don't have records of anything. Just a rendition of what they said took place. It's a problem. And claiming that their equipment didn't work during the Fox Hills interview, bullshit. Fassbender was trained how to use all that. And the most fucked up thing of all is that Jerry Buting trained Fassbender how to interrogate children and taught him the read technique. It's just strange how everybody has connection in more than one way. before this case. And everything that's happened prior to it. It's a big blow. Them denying Avery's appeal. But it's just a speed bump. Like I said, KZ will do what she's got to do, and we'll do what we got to do. Keep talking until they're walking. I really don't want to watch the rest of this interview. I've watched it way too many times. Way more times than I needed to. Just like the March 1st, I've watched that at least 10 times all the way through. I keep going over stuff. I don't know why. I feel like I'm missing something. Touching the detail, I guess. I don't know. And I got a mind like a steel trap. Y'all got any questions? Feel free to ask. Yeah, that's right, T1. If it wasn't for Kayla talking to her guidance counselor, they never would have pulled Brendan out. It's funny, though, that one of the Herman's girlfriend, wife, ex-wife, whatever you want to call her, she was a student guidance teacher. She trained everybody. So, who knows? Everybody and their mama worked against Stephen. That very well could be Shane. We don't know. It's a lot we don't know. And everything that they have given us doesn't make sense. None of it does. Why they went after Stephen's alibi last is very telling. Just the whole situation leading up to it. I mean, listen to jail calls. Steve's telling Barb, get your boys lawyers, don't let them talk to the cops. Stephen gets wind that they talked to Brendan at school, and then they throw him in the hole. And just so happens, right before this, the land thing was going to be approved for Stephen's bail. And right before this, Ken Kratz tried stopping Dean Strang from becoming his lawyer, but he got wind of it after it was already submitted to the judge, and the judge signed off on it. And he also got taken into consideration 2 weeks before this interview. They pulled Jody up and tried to get her to say anything negative about Stephen to paint him in a bad light. And they keep bringing up the Blazer fire. Mark keeps saying it's his Blazer. It was not his Blazer. That was Barb's Blazer. They're the only two that had keys to it. That whole situation with the 04 fire is sketchy as fuck, in my opinion. If my opinion means anything. But, I always run scenarios through my head all the time. And after the Skowinski allegation, made me really take a step back and reevaluate everything. Because if that is true, then why are Fassbender and Wiegert telling Stephen they know the car came through the field, through the deer camp, and through the back? Then we have Siebert's account of what he's seen. Unfortunately, we only have audio of his daughter calling in because he's seen cars driving through the quarry. Now, he didn't say police cars. And then the dispatcher radios into the guy that's at the checkpoint at Avery's. And shortly after that, he's sent home. I don't know. I've been over this audio so much. I don't know. Yeah. Just reading the chat. Alright. Guess I'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good day.